LAZ, man, you know, we back lighting up Queens this week, you feel what I'm saying? We everywhere, man, but I mean, right now we about to light Queens up. You heard, shout out to the bro Everlast, you feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole Lefrak city, the whole Queens, the whole QU, you feel what I'm saying? It's NYC, man, NYC history, NYC geography lessons. Get into it, bro. And you already Frosty the Snowman. If you love what I'm doing on this channel, feel free to fire off on that Cash App, you heard? Pile Drive, Suplex, and DDT that Cash App. That send button, you get at me. Follow me on Instagram, you heard? I need some followers, I'm looking crazy out here. Follow the God. You said the first letter you got in Spofford?
Guess who it was from?
Who?
Victor Santiago, N.O.R.E, aka Poppy. The first letter I ever got in Spofford was from him. He was in Harlem Valley at the time, and he wrote me in Spofford.
What he was talking about in that letter?
He was just telling me, to hold my head, don't let nobody do nothing to you, keep it stand 10 on 10, the pretty much the jail rule book. Stay on your lessons, cause we was guard by it. I told him we was guard by it from the street. So that picture you see me in is my grandfather.
So what jail was that you was coming down from?
I was coming from Attica.
How old was you?
20, some shit like that, 19, 20.
And you said you lost, who you lost on that bed?
My father, I lost my grandfather first. Then I lost my father. Then I lost my grandmother right before I came home. That shit was rough. So I came home with just my mother. But mind you, when I left the streets, my mother was getting high. When I came home, my mother was working, doing great. She had got her shit together when I came home in 2002. She wasn't getting high no more. She was, taking care of the family at that point. You know what I'm saying? So she had bounced back. So, that's one thing I'm grateful for, that I didn't lose my mom to the street. Like, my mom overcame her obstacles. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like my pops, bro. My pops. Know what I mean? When I was young, son was caught up crazy. And then one day he just came to his senses and got his shit together.
That's what my mom did. My mom didn't go to no rehab.
Mine's word.
That shit.
My pops ain't do none of that. He just said, yo, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. That's a fact. That's exactly what my mom did. Shout out to my mom, Sarah Sturgis, aka Sean. Everybody know my mom's in Queens and Uptown. Everybody know my mom. My mom's a gangster. And my mom's down south with me too, bro. My mom's got a big ass house. It's crazy how life changes, right?
That's real. That's good shit.
Real good shit.
Like, how you ended up in the streets in the first place? Like, why you was in the streets so young?
Well, first, my pops was in prison my whole life, pretty much. You know what I mean? At the time, the crack epidemic, my moms had fell victim, during the 80s to 90s. So that was, I was raised with my grandparents, so that therefore, I naturally gravitated and went to the streets, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really have nobody to stop me. My grandfather had a stroke in like 90, and that was it. Like, that was the last person that had the stronghold on me, you know what I mean? Wasn't no more real getting no more acids no more. I was outside. I'm cutting school, smoking weed, and I was running around, me and the nigga Poppy, you probably, I don't Poppy, but his name was, N.O.R.E, the rapper, N.O.R.E. Me and Poppy was running around, like, that's the nigga that introduced me to smoking weed, introduced me to robbing niggas, showed me my first gun, just running around the Lefrak, man, My mom was outside, so I was outside, you know what I mean? There ain't had nobody to stop me.
You and someone from the same building?
Yeah, me and him lived on the same floor. So he lived in 5E, I lived in 5G. my mom lived in 5G, and his moms and pops lived in 5E in the U.S. building in Lefrak. Lefrak is made up of 20 buildings. So we came out of Section 2. But I was really like a Section 1 and Section 2 because my grandmoms had a crib in Section 1 and my mom's and my great-grandmom lived in Section 2. But I spent a lot of time with my mom's and my great-grandmother house, so that's why I grew up claiming Section 2 from Lefrak, 5 sections of Lefrak.
They don't get along? Them sections don't get along?
Fuck no. So like, I grew up on the 57th Avenue side. In 1989, my grandma's got a bigger crib, so she moved to Section 5. That's the 99th and Horace Harden side. So them niggas didn't get along. The older niggas didn't get along at all. So me and my sister ended up going to school on that side too, because we had to transfer schools. So we inherited beef just because we was coming from Section 2, but we earned ours, and it meshed. In the beginning it was rough. Niggas were trying to jump me and my sister, chasing me and my sister home, and shit like that. But we adjusted naturally, and shit. We made it out alright. But Lefrak was fucked up with the crack epidemic, bro. That shit was like decimated Lefrak. Lefrak was like middle class, considered middle class or whatever. But when the crack epidemic hit, it destroyed the fabric of Lefrak, Like people that had money, all the working class people, then they started getting high. And my moms at the time, God bless, my moms don't get high no more. My mom been clean over 20 years now, But there was a time when she was, you dig what I'm saying? And it was rough. It was not easy growing up like that, you know what I'm saying? You always getting picked on, you know what I mean? So like, when I got into like junior high school, I got into this thing where I wasn't going to school no more. So like, I got left back in the 7th grade 3 times. I got pushed to high school.
And what you was doing? You was already selling drugs and shit?
Hell yeah, we was selling drugs, we was robbing niggas, we was smoking weed.
And you said N.O.R.E. was older than you?
He's 1 year older than me. But me and him, we got kicked out of some of the same schools, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was in the same clique, we was in the same circle. It's like, if you ever listen to the War Report, Live On, Live Long, he described our whole clique, Doughboy, Real Real, Nitty, Yamani. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's who I came up under. I was like, we grew up so fast, bro.
You talking about Doughboy from Lefrak that was in Green?
Yeah, fat, light-skinned Doughboy, yeah.
You know the little nigga Mike that was in Green? I think son from Lefrak too.
Mike?
Spanish, but he not really Spanish. He like black and Puerto Rican.
Mike Field, that's my man.
Yeah, that's my son, man. We was in G2.
That's still my man.
Yeah, that's the bro, man. Shout out to the bro Mike, man. That's my motherfucking nigga.
Horrible Human. He got his own clothing line called Horrible Human.
Yeah, he gotta send me some of that so I can rock that on the channel. But that's my bro.
Shout out Mike Fields. That's my bro, man. Shout out Mike Fields, man.
That's my son. We was in G2 together. We was in G2 together. That was my guy for real.
Yeah, we was in Spofford together.
Oh yeah. Son was in DFY and Spofford and all of that.
Yeah. We was in Spofford together, but we went to school together though. Matter of fact, they had a gang growing up called PFK, Babyface Killers. They was from Forest Hills.
Yeah, man.
We was from Lefrak, so them niggas in Lefrak had another gang called, I want to say it was DLP, Down Low Posse. But I turned guard body in the streets at like 13.
Who turned you guard body?
This dude named Infinite, Wise nephew. Wise nigga from Lefrak, he was a big Willie at the time. Like, nigga, we all looked up to that nigga, you know what I'm saying? And, Lefrak was guard city. That's what everybody was guard body in Lefrak. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, that's how I naturally became guard body, like, from, soon as I hit the streets. Poppy was guard body. His name was Father Kwandu. N.O.R.E. name was Father Kwandu. Or some shit like that, yeah, Father Kwandu. That was his first guard body name, if I'm not mistaken.
And y'all niggas was taking y'all was really studying lessons and all of that
Hell
shit in
yeah.
the street?
Fucking right. Hell yeah, nigga. You get beat up, you ain't know them fucking lessons. If you ain't know your mathematics. Hell yeah. Goddamn right, niggas took that shit serious. And then when I went to prison, it was so much easier to dive into it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how me and Pow Wow, we was 120 in Spofford. at 15 years old, we had learned the whole 120.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to the bro Pow Wow, man. My bro.
Shout out to my quarter-fitted Pow Wow. God bless the dead Epo, man. You know what it is, man.
And where you said son was from?
Who, Epo?
Yeah.
He's from Harlem, 55th.
What, from Polo Grounds?
Yup. But he's from McCombs though, like down, like a little bit like down the block from Polo Grounds. But it's the same shit. Them niggas all rep together. Eric Mitchell, man, Pow Wow, man. That's my fuck. Eric Mitchell and Pow Wow, man. We was the three amigos, bro. And then Epo, funny shit is Epo had bailed out on us, right? He bailed out on us, went home, and ended up coming back to the island with us. It's crazy.
How old was son when son went back to the Essence?
I believe that was in '98. So, 2008. Excuse me. I was locked up. So when I was on the run, I was on the run with Epo and Junebug in Harlem. And then I got knocked in my man Uni crib in Queens. You might know Uni. Uni was up north too with us. Yeah, Uni was Little's brother.
Little's from Queensbridge?
Uh-huh.
And how the bro Epo got killed?
He got murdered uptown. I don't really know the details because I wasn't home and I was locked up down south. You know, I came home and caught another case down south. They were trying to give me the death penalty and shit.
Niggas was trying to give you the death penalty for what?
Niggas trying to rob me at the hotel and shit. Nigga had a gun. They tried to move on me and whatnot. And I got the up on them. And I'm here to talk about it. They tried to give me the death penalty for that shit too.
Where you said that was at?
That was in Greenville, North Carolina.
And what they was trying to say that you was the one that ran up in the hotel?
Yeah, at first they didn't know what really happened because they was lying. Like the niggas that he had, like his peers were trying to say like that I initiated and all that shit. But after they, I had the lawyers, good lawyers and all that shit. Down south when you get charged for a capital crime, you get 2 lawyers, private investigator, you get a mitigation specialist. You get a lot of shit in your favor, like to really help you fight your case. So I didn't really have a death penalty case, but being that I had a prior murder, from, back in the days, they naturally went at me with that death penalty shit.
And you was locked up in a North Carolina county jail, or you?
I had $1 million bail. Was no going, no bail there. Fuck. Was no bail there.
And how them niggas? What county jail was that?
Pitt County, but I got kicked out the county. I was being a nuisance to the county. So they kicked me out, and they sent me to Central Prison. Central Prison is where they actually do the death row. Where they kill people, and I was there when they killed the last person in North Carolina, believe it or not. Before it went into moratorium, because now they're not killing nobody down here. I was I was in Central Prison in Raleigh, North Carolina, where they killed the last person. And that shit was probably one of the most scariest shits I've ever experienced in my life, bro.
What, being in the jail when they hit the switch?
Hell yeah.
What is it though? Is it a gas chamber?
It's a needle, lethal injection.
What niggas, everybody be banging on their gates and all of that shit?
Nah, bro, that's why one of the most, you can't, on that particular night, you can't go to your window because you got people outside protesting, the death penalty, you know what I mean? Like the picketers and shit, they come outside the fence and they be like, they got the sign, don't support the death penalty, they don't support capital murder and shit like that. So you get caught going to your window, they breaking your ass up and you going to the box.
Why? What they think niggas gonna do?
Nah, because they trying to keep the peace because it's such a violent nature in that building during those times. So like death penalty inmates wear red jumpsuits down here. If you would got death penalty kids, you wear a red jumpsuit. So I was on what they call safekeeping because I got kicked out of the county, but I still didn't have my time yet. But I was in the prison. So what they did was you eat on one side of the mess hall in the yellow jumpsuit, and they ate on the other side in the red jumpsuit.
They let death penalty inmates go to the mess hall and all of that?
Yeah, but they got their own unit. So only time you get to see them is in the cages in medical. You don't really get to interact with them like that. You can interact with them like I said, medical and shit like that, but you're never gonna be nowhere with them like that. Maybe if you had to go to outside trip, like to a hospital or something, maybe. But you didn't really get to mingle with them like that.
Yeah, that shit crazy, bro.
Yeah, I said, like the pallbearers, the niggas that they wear the robes, they're like the little comic book niggas, like they be looking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas be walking in the hallways, bro. That shit is scary as fuck. Can you imagine that? Being in the penitentiary, fighting a death penalty case, seeing motherfuckers actually dying? That shit ain't a good experience, bro.
It was niggas that you done spoke to and talked to that them niggas gave a needle to?
Well, nah, because it's a moratorium right now, but I know like 3-4 niggas that's on death row right now.
No, but I'm saying when you was there, the nigga the dude who they gave the needle to, he was a dude that was on your block. Y'all was walking and talking to him?
Nah. I didn't know him. I didn't know him. His name was Fleming, if I'm not mistaken. It's a white boy named Fleming. I think he was locked up for rape and murder or some shit like that. But that was the last person they killed in North Carolina. But when I was in safekeeping, like I said, we was fighting our cases. So I was on safekeeping with 2 or 3 dudes that got death penalty. My man Syke is on death row. My other man from New York is on death row that I met down here. And then my other man is on death row too. I don't forgot them niggas' names, but we was all fighting our cases together. And they got death row. They got found guilty and sentenced to death.
That shit ain't no joke. That shit is a whole different ball game.
That's a whole different beast, bro. Like coming from New York, how we, nobody get death penalty. Like niggas was getting life. They wasn't getting death penalty. You know what I'm saying?
So how you end up beating that shit?
Well, I didn't beat Rollo. Come here, Rollo. Bring your ass over here. I didn't beat. I took a plea for 7 to 9. I had to work my way down to get them to give me a 7 to 9. Rollo, come here.
You just kept producing evidence until they started coming down?
Yep, because see, I had a pocket knife, bro. He had a gun.
So nigga, that's crazy.
That kind of worked in my favor, you know what I'm saying? Like, come here. Hold on for 1 second, let me get my dog. Come this way, motherfucker. Rollo, stop playing with me. Come here. Go, that way. There you go. Yeah.
What kind of dog you got?
A Presa Canario. You know what a cane corso is?
I heard of that.
Yeah, it's in the same Master family, big motherfucker. This shit is huge. Yeah, but that shit was the bid down south was different than the bid in New York. They both have their highs and their lows. Like New York, you get the packages, you get the visits all the time and shit like that. But like down south, boy, they take all them privileges away. We in the Bible Belt, nigga, slave state. They ruthless down here.
Niggas said they just be having niggas on the chain gang and all of that nowadays.
But they don't got the chain gang here. But they got farms. They got farms, like niggas, like whole farms, but where all the food come from. You know what I'm saying? Like Caledonia, Oldham Farm. They got a lot of farm penitentiaries down here. Like, and then, you know, niggas got so much time down here, bro. Niggas got way more time down here than they do in New York. Like, mad niggas with life sentences, life sentences, life sentences, life sentences, life sentences. It's crazy, bro. You know, New York didn't get a quarter, they still coming home, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
These niggas down here is getting natural life.
For one body.
One body, bro. During the commission of a crime, you know. Down in New York, you know, niggas coming home off them one bodies. Not down here, bro. They rough. Let's go. Let's go home. Yeah, they rough, boy. They rough down south, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Down south is definitely different. Definitely.
Yeah, that's why I stay my ass up in New York, man, because they be slaying niggas in the South and them Commonwealth states. They be slaying niggas. Especially if you a convicted felon already.
Yes, they do. And, you know, they real vicious with the gun charges down here. Get a gun charge down here, boy. And with a felony on your back, kiss the game goodbye, nigga.
What you mean, they be on some bullshit if they catch you with it, even if it's from another state, the felony?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. You know, the armed career criminal charge, the ACC charge, all them vicious ass charges, they cancel you with them shit, bro. And you see what they doing in Atlanta right now? That's what they do in North Carolina, period. That's what they do in the South, period. See how they rounding up all them rapping niggas? They've been doing that shit out here since I've been down here, bro. Rapping niggas up.
I was down there not too long ago in NC. I ain't stay down there for no long period of time. I ain't go in the hood and all of that. But I was down there for a minute. Shit was nice, man. Know what I mean?
Yo, bro, if you ain't in that bullshit, stay out the way, you good money, bro.
Yeah, but I know the hood is the hood everywhere you go.
The hood is the hood everywhere you go. You know that already. Everywhere you go, the hoods down here it's just like poverty. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see poverty down here. Like they still got apartments down here. Niggas paying $400-500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So you already know what kind of people that live in places with $400-500 a month.
That's a fact. It'd be a total different type of crowd.
It's a chaos.